Command codes verified.
Captains, we're about ready to talk about something that I'm very passionate about, and it's beer. Oh yeah, beer. I'm joined by two amazing craftsmen, right, that you guys have been involved with the Federation of Beer and have popped out two phenomenal brews. Why don't you please introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about the Federation of Beer and the two beverages in your hands.
We're two of three of the main council members right here. My name is Vern Raincock, and
my name is Richard Weger.
And we're fans first, and we're so excited that we're just about to launch throughout the United States, starting here as well as Indianapolis and Seattle in the last week. Klingon Warnog, soon to be followed up with Vulcan Ale.
Vulcan Ale. Now, Richard, you and I had the opportunity of talking a little bit when Vulcan Ale first came out,
yes.
And it was first announced.
Yes, I had the pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. So did we. Tell us about the growth, and the community reaction to the development of these brews.
Absolutely. The fans have been very supportive of our efforts here, and we couldn't do it without them. Our Vulcan Ale was a huge success in Canada. Our Klingon Warnog was equally successful, and so we had a lot of demand for us to come down to the United States, and here we are. So this is our first week that the Klingon Warnog has been available here in the U.S.
That's fantastic. Now, why don't we talk a little bit about the flavor of the beers? Let's, for our beer connoisseurs out there, what can they expect when they take a sip of Warnog?
For Warnog, a little history behind it. We were trying to find a style of beer that would be a unique beer that would make a Klingon warrior proud.
Yes.
It took a lot of trial batches. We talked to craft brewers both in Indiana, Tin Men Brewing. We worked with Keenan, Nick, and Andy there. We actually also talked overseas, where Rogan Dunkel is brewed quite regularly in Germany, and we had input from a brewery called Anchor Growing, and we came up with a recipe. It took a few reiterations. We enjoyed each one, and then we went to market, and we were so excited that we were able to bring out the beer earlier this year in Canada, and we sort of joke, we call it Canada now. Canada? Yeah. So anyways, in Canada, that's logically for Klingon why we should launch first. We then were able to roll out in the United States with tremendous help from Creation Entertainment,
wonderful,
as well as CBS, all the support of the fans. We're actually, it's almost like a scavenger hunt. A fan finds a great craft beer location. We then head over, talk to that restaurant or retailer. They say, we need a distributor, and then they recommend a great craft beer distributor in their local market, and we all collaborate. It's just awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
The one near me is Bottle King and Joe Canals. That's all I'm saying. Just saying. Give me a second. I'm just going to switch hands here.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about Vulcan Ale. Tell us about the flavor of Warnog.
Anyways, the flavor of Warnog, we were looking for a session beer because, as I've alluded to earlier, a blood wine is the perfect product for a Klingon. Unfortunately, I'm a human, and Vulcans actually try to abstain as much as possible. So we were trying to find something that all races could enjoy. So now that we've got a sessionable beer for the weaklings like myself, you might want to say that. Our next in line will be a blood wine, and we're working with a new craft brewer right now on a new recipe, and we're excited for sometime early next year because we have to wait to season 2, right?
Right.
Episode 2 will be a blood wine.
That's fantastic. Are we looking maybe like a porter kind of thing? Can you describe it?
What we've done is we've asked all of the supporters, all the CAG organizations, to provide us feedback on the style of beer that would best qualify as a blood wine in their best, interpretation.
Very good.
So we're not going to be.
What direction, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of direction, what are you getting, what kind of feedback are you getting?
It has to be strong. The strongest beer that a couple of the brewers I work with is as high as 18% right now. So they still think that's weak. So we're working on an approach that's going to be a lot of fun. It will be in a large bottle.
Okay.
And because Klingons consume.
Right.
And they're merry when they do consume.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Now, the great thing about the Federation of Beer is that it is this craft brew. It's not, some major corporation that you're just slapping on, Star Trek names on, which is delightful and I bet delicious. I have not yet had the opportunity of trying it, but I cannot wait because you guys are actually sampling them at the captain's chair.
And a bunch of Klingons, local Klingon contingents have a meetup group, and the meetup group is at the Masquerade bar here at Rio.
Okay.
And we know there's a lot of creative people in the audience, in the Star Trek audience, and we've been very fortunate to go to Money Plays, but just down the road, tonight is open mic night. So whether you're a comedian or you play guitar, just dress up and scare people. I'm not too sure what you want to do, and that's at 5 o'clock tonight. And tomorrow we're working with a great craft beer centric place. They've even got Japanese beers on tap. I had a wit from a Japanese brewery. It was phenomenal last night. So we're honored that a craft centric place called Tacos and Beer down at Paradise in Las Vegas approved us. That's because if you take a look at ratebeer.com, not one beer they're serving right now on their tap is under 90 points on ratebeer.com. So we're awesome. It's just awesome that we're allowed to be, with some of the best beers there. So we're really
I'm gonna have to check that out while I'm here. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, gentlemen, tell our listeners, our audience, how they can follow up, how they can get their hands on the beer throughout the United States. Because I know people are actively looking forward to that.
Well, they can follow us on on www.federationbeer.com. We're also on Facebook and we're also on Twitter. And so we have some really good stuff that's going to be coming up in the future. We have a year-long event called First Contact.
Okay.
Klingon Warnog. And so we're going to be, as we expand into every state, we'll be having launch parties to help celebrate the release of Klingon Warnog in the U.S.
That's exciting.
And what's really exciting, the culture and what's going on with plays, outdoor plays. There's a group in Seattle. I just stumbled off the internet looking for something to do, and it's called Hello Earth, and they're doing live Mirror in downtown Seattle on South Jackson, 2100 South Jackson is a city park. We just showed up, wonderful, it was exciting, and so there's things that we don't know exist. And what's happening is the fans are contacting us and say, can we do a first contact here? Because this is where we are. And we work with the retailer, the bar, themselves, and make sure that we can get it there as quick as we can.
Exciting. Well, gentlemen, thank you so very much for chatting with us here at Priority One Podcast. I know several of our listeners are looking forward to sipping that delectable beverage. So thank you so very much.
Thank you for the opportunity. Have a great day.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.